Good morning. Over the weekend I wanted to do this video, but I didn't do it because it seemed like there was so many other people who had done this video. And I kind of wanted to wait until things had kind of calmed down. With that being said, I wondered why there were so many black people who had something to say as far as this video went. I didn't see one white person make a video about this. And however, one of the other news networks that seems to be on YouTube, they made a video as far as this. And it seems as if a lot of the Caucasian people took up for this young lady. But I guess that was just their feelings as opposed to what I've been seeing recently of the violence that black people pretty much stand by. And as we know, I'm a black female myself. Now, I don't think I really have a popular opinion as far as this goes, because I, for one, believe that both parties should be responsible, not just this young lady. And I do believe that this 59-year-old man should not just get a smack on the wrist as far as being suspended. I would believe that a 59-year-old person has seen a lot of things within their life. So I think that at 59, you would think of an alternate route to go as far as just getting up and punching someone in the face. I would think that would be something that a teenager would do on impulse, or even someone around the same age as this girl on impulse. But I wouldn't think that a 59-year-old man would do this, just because I would think that at that particular age you would have worked on your impulses, basically. Now, let me go to another story that happened before I resume with this story about the bus driver and the girl he punched. I think this was in Texas about 2 years ago. Maybe like 2.5 years ago. I'm not sure. There was a Latino woman who was saving a parking spot for her husband. The woman gets out of her car, out of their car, and she stands in the particular space that she was saving for her husband. However, black guy, he comes up, sees she's standing in the parking space, tells her that you're not allowed to save a parking space for anyone. So I guess the lady begins to curse him out or whatever. And black guy gets out the car, and from the news story it said that the Latino lady punched him first, or smacked him, one of the other. No matter what the case was, she put her hands on the man. And the man goes and does the same thing that the bus driver did. Basically uppercut this lady, and when she fell from being uppercut, she was out on concrete, and I assume that she hit her head like really hard on the concrete in some kind of way that caused brain damage, which led to her death. Now, with that being said, the man was put in custody because of the injury that he caused to this lady. And a couple days later, after she had passed away, he got charged with some type of murder. I don't know. Not really into law terminology, so I'm not really sure what type of murder that he was charged with. However, he was charged for murder. Now, going back to this particular case of the bus driver and the female, the way that he punched her, it was possible that he could have knocked her unconscious. It was possible that if she hit her head a certain way, she could have been in a coma. It was possible also that if she hit her head a certain way, depending on what she landed on, there actually could have been a death, something fatal, basically. So, what I say as far as this case goes, do I believe for one bit that this woman was responsible for her own actions, and should she be accountable for her own actions? Correct. I believe that this woman should be charged with something for spitting on this man, and what's going on around was that she choked this guy or smacked him or something like that. I believe, yes, she should be charged for putting her hands on him. I also believe that something should be done as far as what she did, from putting other people's lives at jeopardy from being on the bus and causing a physical altercation with the bus driver. I do believe that. However, what I feel that people are not understanding is how I feel about the bus driver. I believe that he should lose his job, and I know that that's not the popular opinion, but I do believe that he should lose his job, because as a public worker, well, a city worker basically, I don't believe that he had the right to do that. And I believe that at the age of 59, you should have an alternate route, something that would not affect your life to the point of where this is affecting his life right now, whereas he is still suspended. I think that actually there was a couple people that said this. Once that occurred, he was supposed to call the police, and that's one of the things that a lot of people do. They put justice in their own hands, which you shouldn't. Basically, that woman would have been in jail just if he would have called the police. He wouldn't have been suspended, which is now I don't know if he's suspended with pay or without pay, but if he's suspended without pay, then now you're letting this female that you decided to punch affect your household now, which is a bigger picture. And that's why I say he should have called the police. She would have been escorted off the bus, and she would have taken her ass to jail. There would be nothing to speak of as far as this bus driver at all. It would have been, this woman is 100% wrong. There's no other sides that need to be told. It's just her side of her taking her ass to jail. That was it. And then also I kind of thought of, well, I'm half the age of this guy, but I kind of thought about something else. Whereas he didn't have to really fight his own battle. All he had to do was basically say on a bus full of people that I'm not moving. She gets her ass off the bus. Now, with that being said, it seems like there was a lot of black folks on the bus. And by me growing up in Detroit, when a bus driver says, I'm not stopping the bus, I'm not driving until this person is off of the bus, I've seen people from the bus actually put somebody off the bus because they had to go to work. And they're like, you're not stopping me from getting to work on time. I've seen people calm down other people because they needed to go to work. So if he would have said, you know what, I'm not moving this bus any further, somebody would have taken her ass off the bus. And more than likely, I believe a woman would have, gave her the business and put her off of the bus, which actually was kind of a good idea. Why fight your own battles when you don't have to? When you can let someone else take the illegal stance on that. Meaning, if another passenger beats the shit out of another passenger, hey, the bus driver still has his job. But he didn't think about that. He decided to act on impulse, which I wouldn't think that a 59-year-old man would act on impulse. I would think that would be something that a teenager would do, or someone even around the age of this female who got her ass kicked on the bus. However, like I said, I really don't believe that she should be the only person responsible for this, because like I said, he should be responsible as well. And I don't know if this is the law, but I always thought it was the law. I always thought that you can fight someone with the same strength that they use to fight you. Meaning, well, if I punch you, you can punch me back. If I slap you, you're allowed to slap me back by law because you are defending yourself. So if I spit on you, then I would think the only thing that you would be able to do legally is spit back on me. But he used force. He used too much force for what that girl had done. So I just believe that he should have some type of punishment as well. I always thought that if I slap someone and then they go and get a gun, then you're going to be the person who is responsible legally for bringing out a gun. You don't have that right to shoot me because I slapped you. You can only use the same amount of force that was used upon you. And I always thought that was pretty much the law, but apparently it's not. But yeah, I just wanted to give out my little 2 cents as far as this whole debacle. And also, with over the weekend, with how many people decided to go and talk about this story. I mean, when I went to my subscriptions on the particular day that this video came out, there was nothing in my subscription box except for this particular incident. Nothing. So what I did was I went and I checked a couple newspapers, and I started to think to myself, maybe there's not too much that's happening in the news. If this amount of people can talk about this particular case, maybe there's not much going on in the news. And I even thought, well, you know, maybe it's not that much negativity in the news. I said, maybe it's just a positive news week and people don't want to talk about the positivity. But then I thought to myself, well, why wouldn't you want to talk about the positivity over the negativity? But that didn't pretty much happen. And when I looked into a couple of different newspapers, like I said, I'm from Detroit, so I looked and I wanted to see, well, what's actually going on that's, you know, something serious that's not being talked about. And as I looked through newspapers, there were more cases of people being shot, being stabbed, you know, just being harmed to death, basically. But yet, as a community, we decided to talk about this when there's so many other things that are important that we should be thinking about and talking about or promoting. I mean, from voting, which is something that we're going to have, we're going to be able to vote soon for another president or even the same president. But that wasn't something that was, you know, talked about. There's so many other things in this world that are bigger than this particular story. But for some reason, this story was the biggest thing on YouTube for that particular day. But I digress. That's all I wanted to do, was just leave my opinion as far as this goes, since it's died down a little bit. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and have a great day.